Hey y'all, T-Ham141 here, and today we're going to talk about off-grid vacuum sealing to preserve your dried goods. All right, y'all, T-Ham141 here, and we're going over vacuum sealing your dried goods. Now, what I've got here is I've just got this little food saver. It's a regular jar sealer, and it is for vacuum sealing. The vacuum sealer has a tube, and what you do is you place this over the jar and plug that in. Here, I think I got one that's open here. Okay, you place this over the jar, the lid is on there, you push the button and it goes, nah, makes a lot of noise, uses a lot of electricity, and next thing you know, it shuts off. You pull this off, that won't happen. You pull this off and you have a vacuum sealed jar. Now, that's all well and good if you have electricity to burn, which the whole world seems to do, but not off grid. So, what I learned, and this is not an original thought, this comes from Rain Country, where God is good all the time. He's all the time good everywhere, but go over and visit Rain Country. They're an awesome resource for preserving food, vinegars, and stuff like that. You really want to check them out. But what she did was she taught me how to do the off-grid vacuum sealing. And what I'm going to do is I went to Harbor Freight, and I think I spent $25, and I bought a regular old run-of-the-mill brake bleeder. My cat found a bag. He's making noise. And this brake bleeder, I just took the hose from the brake bleeder. Now I can't get it apart, but you'll take my word for it. I took the hose, cut about an inch of it off, an inch or two off, and fed it. It fit right inside of the brake bleeder hose, and that forms a nice seal. Now, all I have to do is I have some blackberry leaves here. Blackberry bramble tea is awesome. It's an anti-inflammatory, immune booster, good for sore throats, mouth sores, topically used it on wounds, use it on hemorrhoids topically, and it's good for diarrhea. The tea can be used internal or topical. See, I write all that on there, and as long as the tape sticks, I'm golden. We actually have labels now that we've started using. But I put that in there, and I don't want to I don't want to lose this good tea's freshness and crispness. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lid, and we save our old lids, and that way we can either, if they don't have a dent or anything in them, we can reuse them in canning. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Or we prefer not to. We save them for this use. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I put the lid on, put the Food Saver vacuum sealer on there, and I'm going to stick it on there like that, see? And then I am going to pump this up. And as I pump it up, it's going to take it a minute. I'll do this backwards, it's not easy. But then that needle starts moving. And what I like to do is I like to get it to, I believe it's, probably about 17. 15 is straight up. And I'm just a pumping and a pumping and a pumping and a pumping. There's 15. We're going to take it a little further, depending on your hand. Now this will work out your hands now. Okay, now I'm going to remove. Ooh, the sound of freshness. Remove this, and look at that. I can grab it right by the lid. And now listen to this. Oh, I made a mess. That's vacuum sealed, folks. And that will hold indefinitely, barring some kind of, I made a mess. When I popped that lid, I got blackberry bramble all over. Now, make sure, what?
We don't have a lot of that.
No, we don't. Make sure that you've dried the blackberry bramble good. Now what we do is we do run the generator and run a dehydrator. In the summer we do have dehydrating racks. Well, okay, we use old screens. I was given a bunch of old windows at one time that I was going to use in my house, and Trevor says if you're going to use used stuff in your house, I won't help you build it. So they became drying racks to let the air around it. But that only works in the summer. Later on in the fall, when I'm trying to just top off our apothecary, I use a dehydrator. It's right up there. It's a nice little cheapo that works great. All it needs actually is to run a little bit of warm air over your stuff, and it will do fine. Pour 'em up the jam. Okay, there's 15. Take it a little further. Gonna have to switch. Oh! Almost got that baby to 20. Ha ha! Now I'm gonna take that off. The pop means it's fresh. And there you go with the blackberries. Now we do that in our apothecary. A bunch of stuff we grow on our own. Oregano. We have oregano. Oregano prevents cell damage. It's loaded with vitamins. Vitamins, people, are important. All right. I need to top this off. It's getting close to the end of winter. Parsley. Oh my goodness. If you want to grow a plant that is going to make you feel wonderful and like you are an expert gardener, grow parsley. The stuff, notice it's in a quart jar, and there's still a bunch. If it comes back next year, I think I'm going to torch it with gasoline. You just can't stop it from growing. We were given parsley to everybody. But now this has been for quite a while. This is a quart jar. Ooh, the means it's fresh. And parsley, hold on, let me do the cap back on here. Just you put the lid on, you put the vacuum sealer attachment on. Now you can get these to Amazon. I am going to, I'll put a link down at the bottom for the lids, because you do need the lids. You have the regular that I'm using now, and I didn't bring on a wide mouth jar, but you have the Tracy version, the wide mouth jar lid. So you have both of those available to you. Food Saver. I like Food Saver. It's never done me wrong. Now, the quart jar is going to take you a little bit longer to build up the vacuum. Woo! That parsley's got my nose wanting to run, Pa. Okay, switch hands. See? It's an ambidextrous pump. Just like you can get a metric or a standard adjustable wrench. Where are we? Okay, we're at about 17, 18. See? 17, 18, and that. Now, I have not yet. Wendy, have I tried to vacuum seal a half-gallon jug?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But notice, guys, I don't know if you can see that in there. See those dents in there? I would not use this to can food. But for this dry stuff, that is absolutely acceptable. And now, something that we started growing on the homestead. Actually, God started growing it on the homestead. My go-to plant, plantain. Plantain leaves are antimicrobial, antibiotic. You can use them for the tea for cough, wounds. Guys, if you get sting, let me tell you a story. My grandson, we were out and they had bees at on their homestead or farm. I'm not sure which you'd call it. It's a large homestead, but they got horses, they got cows, they got pigs, and it's just a beautiful place. Oh man, what he's done with it. Anyway, um, we were looking at their bees, and he's like, "Papa, I don't want to get too close." I said, "They won't mess with you." Well, just me being me, I had to be wrong. So he got stung right here on the cheek, I believe it was. Um, and so I pulled the bee off and got the stinger out. And I reached down and I grabbed some plantain, stuck it in my mouth, chewed it up, got it nice and macerated, I believe is the word. It was, and I put that on there, and it wasn't a few minutes later, he's like, wow, that really worked. Now, fast forward maybe a month, and we're down swimming in one of their ponds. Well, I was watching the kids swim, and Wendy and I were there, and one of the girls got stung on her leg, and he's like, hold on, I'll be right back. He runs through over the grass and he's looking on the ground, and he grabs, now this is a 4-year-old at the time. He's 5 now, but he was 4 at the time. This kid catches stuff. He grabs a couple plantain leaves, sticks them in his mouth, starts chewing them up, gets them. I mean, these were macerated and wet. Now let me tell you. And he says, "Stick this on there." And this little girl's like, "No." And I said, "It's okay. It'll work." Stuck it on there, and she said it stopped that sting. So, it's for cough, wounds, inflamed skin, insect bites, stings, wounds, and cuts because it's a natural antibiotic. Now, there are 2 types of plantain. Our homestead happens to have both of them because it's something that God gives us. Chances are you have plantain and been trying to kill it in your yard if you live in the city. But there's broadleaf plantain and narrowleaf plantain. This is broadleaf plantain. Now, the plantain grows a little seed stem, looks like a little corn cob, tastes kind of like a little corn cob. However, it is a laxative, a mild laxative for the seeds. But yes, so if you know, we're going to have to do an apothecary video. But right now, guys, $25. And I believe, I don't know if this hose came with the lid or not, but if you're homesteading of any kind, whether you're on grid or off, you probably are familiar with food savers and vacuum sealers. Guys, this is a great off-grid method for vacuum sealing. And like I said, I don't know where Rain Country got it from, but I got it from her. Jump over to her channels. Tell her T-Ham141 sent you. Who cares? I mean, I'm all for boosting other channels because we've received a lot of help. Alderman Farms helped us a great deal recently. So yes, go ahead and invest $25 in this little brake bleeder. It's a simple hand brake bleeder. That's all it is to get the air out of lines for a vacuum or of your brakes. So guys, check it out. I got this one at Harbor Freight. There's probably a bunch of them on Amazon. I'll link down in the bottom to it. Let me know what you think. Wow, this has gone a long time. I'm going to be doing a lot of editing. So yes, all right. Y'all have a good one. Stay prepared. Stay healthy. Keep your jar sealed. Y'all have a good one. God bless. T-Ham 141, I'm out.